In his commentary to Ba'ei Tahi, Rashi writes that this set of instructions from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Moshe took place l'sof 40 yom, at the end of the 40-day period in which Nitratza li, God had become reconciled with me, and ve'amar li psal lecha. And following this reconciliation, he gave me the instruction to carve out the stone that was eventually to become the replacement set of luchot. Ve'achar kach, after that, he gave me a second command, that was va'asita lecha aron, to make an aron. Rashi then goes on to make a statement that could be considered a theological Pandora's box. Rashi writes that this command to make an aron was unnecessary because va'ani asiti aron tchila, I had already made an aron earlier, before the command of God to me to do so. This aron had been made, it seems, as early as Sivan the 6th, 80 days earlier. Moshe's rationale was that Kishahava, when I will return, v'haluchot biyadi, with a set of luchot in my hands, hechanet nam, where would those luchot be placed? Logically, Moshe understood that he had to make an aron into which the future luchot would be placed. Then Rashi goes on to write, V'lo zehu ha'aron she'asa Betzalel. This was not the aron referred to in Shemot 37 that was constructed by Betzalel. And in this, Rashi follows his shita, that the instructions to an actual building of the Mishkan did not take place until after Moshe had returned with the second set of luchot, after Tishrei the 10th. In the words of Rashi, Shahare Mishkan lo nitasku bo ad le'acha Yom HaKippurim. Moshe's involvement with the erection of the Mishkan did not begin until after Yom HaKippurim. Ki beridita min hahar, because it was only after he had come down from Har Sinai that tziva lahem al melechet hamishkan, that the instructions regarding the construction of a Mishkan were given to Moshe. Despite the fact, as we had noted earlier, that those instructions are found in Parashat Truma Tetzaveh, and in actuality are placed before the events of the Egel HaZahav. Rashi maintains that in this instance, Ein Mukdam Mu'ucha b'Torah, for reasons not specified by the text, the instructions for the making of the Mishkan were inserted before the Egel, when in actuality they were given after the Egel. Ramban disagrees that the events took place in a time sequence as recorded by the text. Rashi goes on to write, U'Betzalel asa Mishkan tchila, first Betzalel made the Mishkan, Ve'achar kach Aron v'Kelim, and after constructing the Mishkan, he then set about making the Aron and the other Kelim connected to the Mishkan. And therefore, once Rashi has established that the Aron of Betzalel was not the same Aron referred to in Devarim, he has the right to assert that Nimtza Zeh Aron Acher Haya, that this Aron referred to in Devarim was a different Aron. Its function was V'zeh Shahaya Yotzei Mahem Lemilchama. This was the Aron that was taken out with them whenever they waged war, as part of conquering the Canaanite nations. V'osa she'asa Betzalel lo yatza lemilchama. The Aron that Betzalel made did not leave the camp, did not go out to milchama, with one exception, ela b'mei Eli, where the people took it upon themselves to take it out and use it with their battles with the Philistines during the days of Eli. Because they violated the command of God through Moshe that this Aron needed to remain within the camp under all circumstances, V'nen shu alav, the people were punished for their violation of this restriction, v'nishpa, and the Aron was captured by the Philistines in the year 2870, remaining in the Philistine hands for a period of 7 months. On this basis, the Yerushalmi in Masechet Shkalim maintains that the Shivri Haluchot were stored in the Aron that had been made by Moshe Rabbeinu, and that Aron, Haya Nichnas V'Yotzei Mahem, would go out and return with the nation. One of its functions was to provide spiritual support in battle. Another function, midrashically, was to miraculously smooth out the hills and the valleys through which the nation had to pass during the 40 years that they were in the Midbar.